So today I'm in Fredericksburg, Texas, probably the most popular tourist town in the entire state. And though it's no secret to all Texans, maybe I can show you something today that you didn't know about. Industry was the first German settlement in Texas in 1831, and in 1845 the settlement of New Braunfels began a period of large-scale German settlement across central Texas. There were so many German settlers arriving on the coast at this time that they had to quickly establish additional settlements. In late 1845, John Moisebach left New Braunfels and traveled to the northwest, ultimately arriving at a site at the intersection of Barons Creek and Town Creek. The first settlers arrived in May of 1846. The site of Fredericksburg was deep into Comanche territory, and the Germans were able to make a peace treaty with them, which allowed them to settle this area peacefully. For many years, Fredericksburg was relatively isolated, and German remained the dominant language. My first stop today is here at the Nimitz Hotel. It was first built around the year 1850, served as a hotel until the year 1963, but today it serves as a World War II museum. So wineries are actually a relatively recent trend here in Fredericksburg. They didn't really start in the area until the late 80s, early 90s. Becker Vineyards is actually one of the first, established in 1992. So on the northwest end of downtown Fredericksburg is the 1853 Zion Lutheran Church. Here's the original church bell from 1869. So this is the 1849 Old Kamla House. So this is the old St. Mary's Catholic Church, built in 1863. It was replaced by the larger building to the left in 1906, also quite beautiful. There are gorgeous historic stone homes all around Fredericksburg. This one constructed in the year 1850. So this is the historic 1885 County Jail. This charming historic home is the Pioneer Shandua House, built sometime in the 1870s, I believe. So this beautiful historic building currently houses the library in Fredericksburg, but it was originally the 1881 Gillespie County Courthouse. So I'm taking a little break from the downtown area. I'm gonna see some other sites around town. First up is the J.W. and Ruth Baines house. These were the maternal grandparents of Lyndon Baines Johnson. So one of the interesting things that I didn't know about until this visit, on the north side of town is a small park called Cross Mountain Park. And at the top of this very abrupt hill is a statue of a cross with great 360-degree views of the surrounding area. So painting across the area here, you can see the downtown area right about there. Incredible views. Great place to watch the sunset. So my last stop is here at Fort Martin Scott at the edge of town. This was established in 1848 to stabilize the area around the new town of Fredericksburg, but it was closed just 5 years later as settlers pushed further west across Texas. Now, one of the things I want to talk about here is a little piece of history that's perhaps lesser known. As we all know, German history sort of dominates this area. A man by the name of Lyman White, a veteran of the War of 1812, led a group of Mormons here in 1847. Now, the bulk of Mormons would move to Utah soon after the murder of their leader Joseph Smith. However, Lyman White was a high-ranking member of that religion, and he said that Joseph Smith had actually wanted them to move to an area west of Austin. Imagine how different the hill country might be today had that happened. The culture here could look quite a bit different. They built the first sawmill near Fredericksburg and were the primary suppliers of lumber and flour to the Germans there. They also helped build Fort Martin Scott. And the settlement that they established was called Zodiac, and that is just to the east of Fredericksburg. So right in the middle of downtown Fredericksburg is a gorgeous park with a museum right in the middle of it that you see straight ahead. We will go inside that momentarily. I'll show you a couple of things back here that are certainly worth seeing. Beautiful little spot back here. And there you have the Pioneer Garden that commemorates the peace treaty that the Germans were able to make with the Comanches. So this was the only known peace treaty with Native Americans in United States history thought never to be broken. Wow. All right, so let's go check out the museum. So just ahead here is the Pioneer Museum. I've really been looking forward to this one. It's getting some German history. There are multiple historic buildings here in this Pioneer Museum, including the White Oak School.
Dinska, Midbull. What about the G? It's silent.
There's the Walton Smith log cabin. Next is the Fassel Roeder House.
Give him another round of applause. Speak about. Speak about.
This blacksmith shop is part of the Kamla Homestead.
That's about half the fence.
Really? I'd like to see it around.
I like to see it around.
Plenty of historical artifacts for you to look at throughout this museum.
Made by Valentine, Steiners, and Langsmill.
And here we have the bathhouse. Looks like a relaxing little place to hang out. And over here we have the smokehouse. This is, without a doubt, a great little historic village. More buildings from the Kamla homestead. We have the front and back house.
As the Kamla store, which he ran until his death in 1875. Following his death, Henry Kamla I left the house aspects to the front.
Wow, what a beautiful room this is.
Fireplace and high hearth, as well as the original.
So that was the front house. Now we're headed to the back house. Without a doubt, this Pioneer Museum is a true Texas treasure.
When we say tiki-taka, everyone yell and scream back, hoi, hoi, hoi! Tiki-taka!
Hoi, hoi, hoi!
Roast! Now we can drink, officially.